Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. Bruh, he's got a goddamn chainsaw.
And we outlaw it!
You suck.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with 31 horror toys in 31 days! And today we're taking a look at Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this is a Real Toys from NECA figure that's in the old NES type of color scheme from the video game. And unfortunately, while the box is painted to be distressed, it is also very distressed because I got this off of Amazon. And the baboons who shipped this out to me put it in an envelope, like a padded envelope, and shipped it out. And the box looks like it was stepped on and then shoved with like a plunger into my mailbox. And that kind of irritated the crap out of me. And then to top it off, I went to the Hollywood store the next day, and they had the same exact figure on the shelf for 25 bucks, which is like $5 more than I bought off of Amazon. So I wish I went to the mall like 2 or 3 days earlier. I would have gotten it and not been smashed. So yeah. Okay, end of rant. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have Leatherface and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in package, and yeah, I'm really digging it. It looks like an old distressed case, which is very cool. The video game is what this is supposed to be based off of, and we get a guy shooting at the Leatherface here, and it says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's very cool. And then on the side it says Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Same thing over there. At the top it says Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So Massacre. So yeah, just very cool, very poster looking, very, very nice. And then on the side it just says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then back up the packaging as I throw the box around. On the back it kind of shows what the video game looked like on the back, and it's got a little write-up. And then it shows the figure and what looks like the video game setup. So I remember this game as a kid. We had this one and The Nightmare on Elm Street and the Friday the 13th, all the horror video games. So yeah, there's a write-up. If you want to pause and read that, you are more than welcome to. And then there is Leatherface, looking all kinds of cool. And here is the inside of the package. It says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the opening scroll on the video game, which that is very awesome. And then we have Leatherface in the package. He has 1,000 points, and his health bar is full as fuel, I guess, for the chainsaw. And then, yeah, he's got this green paint scheme going on. So if you've not seen any of the NECA video game characters, they basically take the character and paint it up like they looked in the NES game back in the day, which is very cool. And there's something about this green suit. It looks so rubbery and like he's just gonna cut somebody up in a slaughterhouse or something. So yeah, very, very cool. Let's go ahead and get Leatherface out of box and see what we think. So here we have Leatherface out of the package, and I gotta say this thing, A, is creepy, and 2, has so much detail on it that I really didn't realize until I got it out. I mean, NECA figures are really good at detail, but this thing really, really surprised me and just absolutely cool. First thing that I noticed was the detail on the chainsaw, just all the intricate detail on it, all the way around it. Really, really blown away by that. Just kind of a close-up of the chainsaw. I mean, all the little blade pieces here, the underneath, the top, the bottom of the chainsaw. I mean, every single aspect of the chainsaw, the detail is there, and it was just really, really awesome. Of course, this is a repaint. They've got the same figure in the actual movie colors, but I mean, just the detail alone in a straight green color was impressive. Now, the other thing that surprised me was the actual apron. It's It's actually a cloth type material, so it's a little fake pleather. I was expecting that to be a vinyl plastic, much like the tie is, but it is not, which is kind of impressive unto itself. Also, the fact that he's got these little gnarly little bracelet here of parts, which is kind of interesting. And then the mask itself is kind of this flesh tone, and then the head is black. So his lips are black, his eyes are black. If you look at the sides of the face, they're green behind the mask, and his hair is just solid black, and then his feet are just solid black. So it's just a very uber creepy presentation of a creepy character. Now, as far as articulation goes, just to let me pull the chainsaw out of his hand here, so I'll have him hold one bit. Okay. His head moves back and forth. It moves down just ever so slightly and just ever so slightly up. He has a twist at the waist, if I can get this thing back to focus here. Alright, so he has a twist at the waist. He's got his head movement. The arms, they go out about that far, so not very far, but they do have a twist. His elbows are on a hinge joint, and then they can twist at that joint, and then his hands are on a ball socket, so they got a little bit of wiggle room and movement, enough so he can grab a hold of the chainsaw itself, which is nice. And then, let's see, his legs kick that far forward, they kick that far back, they go out. One goes out really, really super far. The knees are on a joint as well, and then they twist, which is nice, and then the feet are on a ball socket joint, so they have movement that goes around but is hampered a little bit by the pant leg itself. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as articulation goes. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, I really do like the sculpt, especially on the face there. I mean, it captures Leatherface perfectly. It's got his weird kind of crazy hair. The mask looks like dried up old flesh, which is cool. I like the detail on the figure. The 99% of the figure is this neon green, which is the video game colors. But the detail in the sculpt on the shirt looks really, really nice. Everything detailed around to the back, on his arms, around his collar look good. So that's broken up. Those lines really kind of help break up the neon green. The little tie or necktie he's got going on is nice, and then he's got his little butcher apron on that's made of the pleather, also the matching neon green. Taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, the detail is really, really nice throughout. He's got his little bracelet with all the ear parts and things on it, which is neat. He's got his chainsaw, all the detail on the chainsaw, very, very nice. I love the little spikes on it, the chain itself, all the gears and mechanisms look good. Again, the little apron is nice. I wasn't expecting it to be made out of pleather, but it adds that stitching on there, which is really cool. It's even tied in the back, which is nice. All the detail on his pants look great. All the wrinkles and lines in the pants, very, very nice. Again, I think they did a smash-up job as far as details concerned. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, he's got these little cowboy boots. They're just all solid black. Again, the detail on the pant legs, really do dig it. I think they did a good job. You get that stitch line around the bottom of the pleather apron, which is nice. It gives it that kind of authentic look, like it's a piece of material that's sewn in, because it is. And then, all that detail with the legs, the pants right there, the seam down the side of the pants. I think they did a remarkable job as far as capturing all the little details on the character himself. For comparison, here we have the NECA Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre next to the Mezco Chucky from Bride of Chucky, and you can tell they are completely different scales. Chucky's still a little taller than he should be. Chucky probably shouldn't only come to about right there on Leatherface, but it's cool to see them side by side and have them into a monster movie collection. I will say I'm a little disappointed. If you look, while I was doing the articulation and went to go take the chainsaw out, the chainsaw piece broke on the chainsaw. It just snapped right off, which is a bit of a shame. Now the piece does have a kind of goes in there. I can super glue it down, but that's just really, really crappy as far as I'm concerned from NECA production. That it was that weak that it couldn't come out of the hand of the actual action figure. So is Leatherface, the old Nintendo-style video game version from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, something that you want in your horror movie collection? Well, if you don't like those old video game colors, you're not going to like this. I think Jason was blue, Freddy was pink, Leatherface was green, and that's just the way the colors were back on the video games back then. I personally like that. I think that's fun, and this one in particular gives him a very just ominous, like evil vibe to him. There's something about the green on this one that really hits it for me, and I like it. Now, I will warn that the figure, my biggest gripe on the figure was the chainsaw. The little bar here snapped when I went to go take the chainsaw out of his hands to do the articulation. Now, it's nothing I can't fix with a little bit of super glue, but it just kind of pisses me off that it did that. This is a $20-$30 figure, depending on where you're getting it from, and it's going to snap and break like that. That's just bad production, NECA. Just kind of pathetic. The rest of the figure, I've had zero problems with. I like the pleather. I wonder how that's going to last over time, though. But the rest of it feels really, really durable. So be very careful about the chainsaw, because I'm sure the other version of this has the same issues. So there he is, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for 31 horror toys in 31 days.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.